Welcome back. Now, this is a follow-up piece to this guy, which I put up recently. I said at the end of that video that I may have trouble trying to figure this one out, but I managed to get it to a jet pretty quickly. I've been a few years since I've actually tried that, but getting it to ape mode might be a bit different. So here we go. This is Seige War for Cybertron Apeface. Again, like Snapdragon there, here's a Triple Changer Headmaster Horicon. Obviously an ape and a jet, very similar to Generation 1, where that bit can detach and become a shield. You'll notice that the cockpit does not accommodate the Headmaster. So what we have here is a very chunky looking jet. Wouldn't be on the tail end of that, but as you can see, it feels like it's different material compared to the other figure. It feels not particularly slimy, but different nonetheless. So I'm going to try and get right onto the ape mode, if you will. See if I remember how to do it. So yeah, there's Spasma. Like most of the Headmaster Titan Return figures, they are very nondescript, but you can see a little detail on the face there. They've made some effort to make it a bit different, and like Snapdragon, but there's this pretty decent looking head there. Yeah, that will become part of his ape head. Like I said, it's been a while, so you may have to bear with me. So there's a clip that will just hopefully hold that into place. Yeah, we'll go with that. So just a little bit closer. There we go. So yeah, that will fit in there. Very snug, but it has to be really, so it doesn't tip out. So there is the ape head. Well, that looks pretty cool. Just pop that into its place. Now the gun, this handgun, unlike Snapdragon, where his guns can form part of the jet, this doesn't, unfortunately. So we just put that there. And the shield itself, I guess, just has to be ignored, or maybe it can go back there. Maybe not. So I'm going to try and hold that into place while I get his little feet. Yeah, very similar to Generation 1, but you'll notice on this one there is no hips that swivel. Well, you win some, you lose some. Can't really do dynamic hoses, but as a figure it looks pretty sweet. Definite improvement on the original. Let's try and get him in a monkey pose. Yeah, at least his head can move up and down this time, unlike the original where his head was pretty much stuck like that. I mean, it was the 80s, I had a lot to work with. And yeah, I mean, as a figure that's pretty good as an ape. Clues in the title, Apeface. Yeah, I mean, that looks okay, doesn't it? Just trouble trying to keep that in place, but oh, yeah, we'll work with that. So yeah, pretty standard, but like I said, the material feels a bit different. It's like, it feels like it's translucent, but it's not, compared to, I mean, I keep referring back to Snapdragon there, but that is pretty different. So going to get him back to robot mode. This is really tight to get out. There you go. And it's like the original, only got one handgun. Now, trying to get it back as a robot. Like I said, it's pretty quick to get it done as the standard jet, and obviously that won't open like the original. I keep referring back to the original, but yeah, no necessary clips, but it will hold into place nonetheless. There we go. Not as hard as I envisioned. Now just move these out of the way while I can put these back. Yeah, once you know how to do it, it's pretty standard. He says. Bear with. There we go. Yeah, you're keeping an eye on that bit too, aren't you? Because that will, once everything's out of the way, that will just clip into place on the back. Yeah, there we go. We're getting there. You see those that little tag will just hold it in, and out they come. I mean, that's a standard thing. The foldaway arms. Like I said, no swivel hips on this one. You take what you get. And yeah, loving the battle damage. And there are several pieces where you can add gun blasts for extra battle damage. So yeah, these are always a little bit snug to get in. Until now. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty much looking like the original. A lot of business going on here. And extra piece of awesome, there is a shield that you can tell you what, I'll put there, because there are different peg holes for each of them. And of course the only gun that he has, yes, so there he is. Just put everything back into place and we should have it. There he is. Like I said, no swivel hip, so you can't really do many dynamic poses. Win some, lose some, but it can still look scary. So yes, there he is. So this is War for Cybertron Seige Apeface with a slightly dusty foot. There you go. And normally hangs around with Snapdragon, and there are plenty more headmasters which were released in 1987, I believe. Just looking up at my G1 collection right now, I can see Apeface standing next to Snapdragon, of course. These two seem to hang out more than the rest, but pretty decent color scheme there. And like I said, the ape mode version was pretty cool. The jet looked a bit chunky, and see if I've remembered everything here. So at the beginning, like I said, I forgot to mention on the Snapdragon video that these two are triple changer headmaster Horicons. I mean, they're really laying in that extra special feature kind of thing. And the only problem is their headmaster partner can only exist as an individual when they're a jet, which is not going to happen. Knowing their attitudes. Like I said, on both of them, their animal head is on the back, much like, well, definitely like the original as well. And I think I've waffled on enough, So that is a pretty decent looking figure. Much easier to transform than I originally thought, because it's been a while since I actually put it together again. I surprised myself there. Hooray for me. Round of applause. If you like what you see, I mean, there'll be plenty more. At some point I'll put up the War for Cybertron Omega Supreme, and he's a big doozy. He's actually standing behind here. If you've watched my videos, you may recall I have a Devastator on this desk, which I had to move promptly out of the way, make way for Omega Supreme. So he is just behind this card here. So waffling on again. If you like what you see and I haven't bored you to death and you've gotten this far on the video, congratulations, wakey wakey. Like and subscribe, and I'll do my best to make some more. And thank you again, and see you later. Bye now.